Morning, guys. Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast. I'm always excited to come to you no matter what time of day. It is like, what is this? This is 5:52, 8 minutes to 6 in the morning. It is 17 degrees in New York. It's really cold. I mean, this temperature went on top of a high roof and just jumped off overnight in the past couple of days. So it's flat on the ground. It's just really cold this time. I don't mind the cold though. What I probably I'm not a fan of is the snow. I don't like the snow on the road and people don't know how to drive. It's miserable. There's no parking anywhere in this kind of cramped city, and it gets so miserable driving in the store, maneuvering in the snow. It's also very dangerous. But I don't really like the heat. I come from, I was born on top of the Dry Harbor Mountain in St. Anne, Jamaica. So it's kind of colder on the mountain. So I grew up in a kind of cooler climate. But then when I moved to Kingston, to the big city, to go to school, it was really hot. And that heat used to throw me off so much. So I really hate the heat. In fact, this summer alone, I think would have cost me the publishing of my hardcover book, because I'd planned to do most of the work. I have the content. I'd planned to, use that time to kind of put it together over the summer months, June, July, August. And then it didn't happen because I was so drained most of the time when I woke up in the morning, which is my best time to work, between 3 and 6 a.m. If I start at 4, usually I start at 3 a.m. in the morning and I go to 5:30. I get half an hour sleep to take the edge off, and then I start working again up until, that's when I don't have to go out. Then I start working again up until like 11:30. At about 12 o'clock, the fatigue starts to set in and I start to back off a little bit, because then it becomes counterproductive. So that's usually my way of going up, doing my work. But then when summer was around, it was happening. I was so drained. So the heat doesn't work for me. So summer went, no book. I'm still trying to have that book for Easter. So let's keep working on it. I'm human too. I've been always lauded as a disciplined person all my life. I am disciplined, but discipline is not a perfect concept. I am highly disciplined when you compare me to most people, but I'm not a perfect person. So I mess up that goal, and I will talk about some of the other goals that I actually really messed up in 2019, and we talk about some that I hit when I get down to that. But this morning's episode, I think I've answered something close to this already, and this person wanted a guiding star, a base understanding of something practical for their success. So they're trying to eliminate an answer that gives them be dedicated, have goals, be focused, which are true, which are real, which are necessary. But this person needs to get past that, because they are up and running and doing their stuff and getting results, but they want to kind of shore up their structures and understand from another perspective, or a practical perspective, what is it that they need to be looking out to enjoy and to build their successes in life, in business, in their relationship, in their spirituality. And they have busy work as usual, and they have so much things going on. So they want to understand, how do they actually, what is it? Is there any one thing that they must pay attention to? If outside of those, virtue type of deal, discipline and focus and work hard, work ethic and stuff, is there anything else that should be at the pillar of what they're doing, of their daily life? And it is such a beautiful question. It's almost the best question I've had when it comes down to success, because it is this thing that I've been trying to plug all the time, outside of creating something that can serve you, outside of using whatever your strengths are, playing to your strengths to carve something like another you, a thing out. that will serve you and serve the world and create more impact. That magnificent creation that's coming from you, who you uniquely are. Outside of that, there's one other thing that I always tout every time that's gonna make it work for you, that is gonna be your success base, that's gonna be at the heart of whatever you do. And I'll just preface it a little bit. You know, the universe, this world, is made up a certain way. So whether you believe in God or you believe in on nature or whatever you believe in, there's nothing no anywhere saying, oh, now it's time to snow, or now the sun needs to go in, or now these leaves need to go away, now the moon comes up, the stars go out, the cloud come over. There's nothing sitting down and getting these things done or dictating these things every time they're supposed to happen. The reason why there's a certain thing why you go into a car and you hit the ignition switch or you hit the keys and the car starts up. There's a reason why when there's an odor in the atmosphere and you come in contact with that odor, you react a certain way. There's a reason why companies work. There's a reason why organizations function a certain way. And that thing is the thing that you need, that sits at the foundation of any successful life, any successful business, any growth plan. And that big thing, that answer for your question, outside of all the other focus and strategies and discipline and the regular internal virtues that you must possess, outside of those, outside of setting goals, outside of having the desire, outside of doubling down on your strengths and the work ethic, outside of that, there's one thing, one overarching thing that you must have at the pillar of it all. Because it is easy, it is so easy to work hard all your life and make nothing of it. I talk about that all the time. So when people talk about hard work, I talk about it too. But if you get into a conversation with me at all, and you say you're working hard and you're doing 2 jobs and you're doubling on shifts and you're trying to make that money, I'm going to ask you for what? What is the plan? What is the schedule? Because you know what? People get stuck in this, oh, let me work hard, let me make some more money, let me get some more money, and then it's going nowhere. It is just like a bottomless hole and a pit that this overtime and this extra job and this promotion money goes into. And it happens all the time. It's just, the average American or the average worker actually get 50% more increase in their salary in 10 years. 50%. Inflation rate usually run at about 15 to 20% in a stable economy in 10 years. 15 to 20%. There's always 30% on the table. And nobody knows where it goes. There's a guy who is earning $20 an hour. He gets an additional job and he's making 50% more. Nothing to show. Outside of a more expensive car that's parked outside all day that they don't get to use, that they cram to use in the 5-for-2 trade, where you work 5 days and you get 2 days off, and they try to cram and do everything and use it to promote their social status on social media. They have nothing to show for that hard work. And so many people go into that hard work for 10, 15, 20 years and have nothing to show. Right? So when I say hard work, I always ask, for what? In what direction? So, sorry for that segue a little bit, because I had to say that. But there's this golden guiding star that you need at the base of your success. And that is a system. Everything needs systems. Systems work, people fail. By nature, by your very makeup, by the way your prefrontal cortex is set up, by the way you're wired, by the way your brain is made up, you are not designed to do what you're supposed to do a certain way consistently, persistently, all the time. Unless you have a system, whether it's for you or for the people that you are in, that's on your team, that you use for your that are used in the process of your success, unless you have a full-on workable dedicated system for it, it will not work. Also, you can only be in one place at a time. You only have X amount of hours in the day. You can do only X amount of things in the day. You need a system so that it can give you leverage. That's what a system is all about. When you hear people talking about leverage and all that stuff, system is at the base of leverage. And without leverage, you cannot succeed. You need a system, a way of doing things. And you need methods and software and tools, systems that does things for you. I have an email list with about 23,000 people, like 2 email lists combined. One was 14, one was something like 9 something combined. I have a system that sends out this podcast to them every day and sends out other newsletters and send out other content and send out other marketing information to them every day. It's a system. I don't sit down and go through Google and type in this 23,000. I couldn't do it. So I have a system that does that for me. That's business. The bank has a system that takes your money, when you swipe your card, run the transaction, take it from your account, put it to the merchant's account, whoever else account you're buying from, and the person see their balance. They have a system of checking the balance. Opening this app or logging into this website, putting your username, go here, and it works all the time. Where you work have a system. Your job have a system. I have a system personally how I do my work. How I wake up in the mornings, or drink water, make my coffee, stretch, exercise, do some deep breathing, go to my computer, and I work. And I follow that system. I rinse and repeat. If you don't have a system, you'll be all over the place. So there is no use to be disciplined without a system. There's no use being focused without a system. There's no use doing a ton of things if you don't have a system. There's no use working hard if you don't have a system that is mapped, that is leveraged, that is skewed towards the outcomes you want for your life and for yourself. You need that system. System put things together so it can work in unison of the goals and the targets you have. In online business, for example, which I'm a part of, there's a system. There's a capture page where I offer something, some value, something to some person. They call it a lead page or a capture page or a lead magnet or opt-in page where something is offered to you. Hey, do you want to check out this free course, something of value? Do you want to check out this free course on how to start an online business? Persons decide that yes, they want. They put in their email address. That email address is taken to a thank you page. The thank you page may or may not offer them something in addition to what they signed up for at the price. And whether or not they accept that offer, their emails is sent to an autoresponder. An autoresponder is an email software that sends out emails automatically. So when your name is added to the list, it triggers an email sequence that will come to you over a specific period of time. It can be forever until you unsubscribe, or it can be for a set period of time according to how you set it up in the system. And then through those emails, I'll be in constant contact with you. I'll build a rapport with you. You'll hear about stuff. I'll teach you more stuff. that's a system. That's my system for keeping in contact with my subscribers and my customer base. When you go to work, work has a system. You go in the mornings and it's pretty much the same things that most people do. Unless you're in sales, or even if you're in sales, you're advised to have a system. You have to learn your scripts. You have to go to the Monday morning meetings. You have to call 10 leads. You have to follow up. You have to do documentation and paperwork. If the way you do things is all over the place, it's a sure sign that you will fail. It must be in a systematic way. There has to be a pattern. There has to be a specific way of doing things and the way you do things. So for your success, the fundamental thing you have to, after you have understood all the inner game, you must understand what systems you need and how do you execute with those systems. How do you apply those systems efficiently, effectively, and consistently in your life, in your business, in your finance, in everything you do. You just need a system to work it out. You need a system when your paycheck come in for your personal finances of, this is my budget, this is how I spend my money, this goes to that, that goes to that, that goes to that. And that's the best way to take control of anything. That's the best way to manage anything. That's the best way to work anything. Whether you're parenting, whatever you're doing, you need a system. And if you have systems set up in every area of your life, it is the sure sign that you will advance and grow in these areas. I'll say that again. If you have a system set up in every area of your life, your health system, your money-making system, your career growth system, your parenting system, it saves you a ton of stress. It keeps you in a format that it's easy to execute, and it makes you consistent in your execution because you're not guessing what to do next. You need anything that can be systemize it. And that will propel you faster than anything else to growth, to leveling up, to success, to winning, to getting better results. Find out where systems can be employed. Find out where systems can be put in place. Find out where systems can be used, and employ them always and consistently. Always employ the systems. Because systems is at the base. Systems are at the base of growth, of success, of results, good results, having the right system. So look around in your life and your business and ask yourself, what is my system? How is it working? Are there better systems? What systems successful people are using? What are the main elements of my system? How do I scatter my time on the system, on the elements of the system? How do I optimize my time in employing the system? And how do I track the results of the system? How do I change things in the system? But how do I always have the system that I use in every area of my life? Thank you. I'm so happy you asked this question. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Have a good one.